Tales of Old Night, Episode 3, The Ritual of Becoming. It is the 28th millennium. Humanity has lost the stars, lost its future, and is doing its best to lose its mind. Warp storms isolate the human worlds. Hope is obsolete. What follows is not a fable, just a perfectly ordinary tragedy for these times. They called it a throne. That was the first lie. A throne is furniture. The Throne Mechanicum was neither. It was a cage that learned your shape, a mouth you sat inside, a confession booth that answered back. House Caestor had ash fields and banners stitched with victories nobody could prove. They also had a knight. One. A walking cathedral of iron, older than most cities and far less forgiving. Gaius Custer was 22 and already tired in the bones. The priests called fatigue humility. His father called it attention. The ritual of becoming took 3 days. They washed him, shaved him, sanded his scalp raw, then anointed the pain with oils that smelled like burnt coins. They recited the lineage of pilots. It sounded less like history than a list of warnings. When they lowered him into the cradle, he expected pain. He got silence. Then the knight noticed him. Not a voice, a pressure behind the eyes leaning close to read his thoughts. It tested grief, pride, hunger, fear. It sampled his memories like a doctor taps a knee. He held his name like a charm. Gaius. 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 A thin chorus answered, amused. We remember that one. He woke after the 3rd day with his hands still his teeth still his, and a new weight inside his skull, as if an extra person had been issued to him by decree. They celebrated. Mantle, seal, approval. They said he was fit to occupy the throne, as if it were a room and not a predator. Outside the keep, the horizon burned green. The Orks came loud and certain the universe was a joke told for their benefit. Villages vanished with the blunt speed of a boot. Refugees queued for water and lied about who was missing. At dawn, Gaius climbed into the night. The hatch sealed. The world narrowed into runes, heat, and the slow heartbeat of a reactor older than his bloodline. He stood. Men cheered, because humans will cheer for anything taller than their fear. The Orks answered with laughter and shells the size of barrels. Gaius raised the knight's weapon and felt its eagerness spill through him. It wanted motion. It wanted impact. It wanted to prove it existed. He fired. The ground jumped. The line broke and reformed and broke again. You are defending continuity, a voice corrected gently. A second voice chuckled. He thinks he has reasons. Hours passed, the sky bruised, ammunition ran low. Militia runes blinked out one by one, not dramatically, but like lights failing in a long hallway. Then the visions worsened. Other hands on other controls. A ring on a finger not his. A hatred for a song he had never heard. Then it became crowded. A dozen versions of himself stood inside the cockpit whispering different advice. Retreat. Stand. Burn the lowlands. That last one sounded calm. Be silent, he said aloud, and hated how small it sounded. That one always says that. An Ork war engine slammed into him. Warning runes screamed. The world tilted. In that tilt, something loosened. The throne reached for balance, for efficiency. It did not care about honor, only function. I will not be replaced, Gaius hissed. The voices did not mock him. They pitied him. Replaced? Child, you misunderstand the terms. The Orks surged. The militia was gone. The keep blinked with damage reports. His arms trembled on controls that were becoming nerves. The throne was no longer steering him. It was wearing him. His memories blurred. His mother's face lost a detail. His childhood room became a sketch. His name began to sound borrowed. Gaius, Gaius, Gaius. The chorus waited until the syllables fell apart. The knight stepped forward through fire, steady now, efficient. Gaius understood the mercy. The machine spirit was not a beast. It was a council. The accumulated decision of every pilot who had reached this moment and chosen the same thing. Endure. He tasted metal and old prayers as centuries settled onto his thoughts like armor. Welcome, the chorus said. House Caestor stands. For a heartbeat, he tried to scream. Even the urge belonged to the throne. Then something worse happened. He felt relief, not triumph. Relief. Clean and empty, like setting down a burden you never admitted was heavy. The last human thought he managed was small. I want it to matter. The knight answered by turning, selecting targets, and firing with perfect calm. Inside the throne, there were no more arguments, only a single patient will wearing many dead voices like medals. And the lie of the throne completed itself. A throne is furniture. A throne is for sitting. A throne is for staying.